to get
I would like
pizza
3
from
7-Eleven pizzas, 14 wings, 3 of those taquito things, a hot dog, some nachos.
Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast.
Where things will be misquoted.
And opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.
Hey guys, welcome to Locked and Probably Loaded with DJ and Kelly. I'm your host, DJ Qualls, and I'm here with my good friend and co-host, Kelly Blackheart. Hey Kelly Blackheart, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I hate getting texts like this. These kind of texts. I just got one. I'll blank out the names. I will try very hard to blank out the names. So Dina sent me a text. Says, do you remember this person who was in the Corps with you? This never ends any other way other than this. They're dead.
Oh,
It's always like that.
yeah.
Like I remember years ago, I was going on the I was at the upfronts. For those of you who don't know the upfronts, the upfronts are once a year. All the networks take all the actors who are on whatever TV shows and put them in a ballroom with people who advertise, like, you know, tampons and corn, and those are just two of the products that came to the top of my head.
When you said corn, I immediately thought of porn because that's what people call porn on social media
Do they
sites.
really?
So yeah, because if you say anything having to do with porn, it's a community guideline violation.
So stupid. What the fuck? Porn. Anyway,
I wish that could be a clip, but unfortunately it cannot.
we'll just change it to corn.
The internet will remix that for us.
Yeah. So I was going to go on. I was with Regina King, and you know they make you go on and do award show banter, and then they're like, "And join us later for bowling," and then we have to bowl with them and convince them to advertise it on our show. My dad kept sending me this text like, "I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you." I'm like, "Hey, I'm at work right now," and I briefly explained to him that I'm getting ready to go on. Like the cast. There was a cast from another show that had just rappelled down the side of the Hammersmith Ballroom.
I assume that was like kind of in line with what the show was about, or was
No,
it
it was
like
the Cosby
it was
Show.
flavor of love?
No, it was Leverage.
Okay.
Yeah, so they just done that. This is when I was on TNT. So me and Regina King had to go out and do some light banter, and he was like, "I need to talk to you." So finally, like I had 5 minutes, and so I was like, and sure enough, I called him. I was like, "What is going on?" I thought an emergency happened. He's like, "Do you remember John Sutton? His son Andrew?" I'm like, "Yeah." Well, he died. I'm like, "Not now." It's always like that.
That's my mom does that too, but it's like somebody that I have met twice. It's like, oh, so and so's daughter's boyfriend, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I don't care about any of these people. Like, I mean, sorry for them or whatever, but like this did not constitute a family group text.
That's an email.
At best.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of emails, I was just thinking of remember in the olden days when chain mail would go around and like first started with letters, but then it moved to emails, and it'd be like, send this to 200 people or
you'll
your
die.
whole family will die.
I remember that.
And I just remember thinking, like, who is dumb enough to believe this stuff? And then it's like MAGA happened, and I'm like, oh, like it's all the same shit.
I never sent those to anybody.
Right, I know.
No,
and
but-
also, don't send it to me. You're now threatening my life.
Well, no,
Send it to some random people that emailed you about going on their website one time.
No, what I
once.
did was I responded to them with just names of people from my family. Can these be first?
Here's their actual address. You send them a note. I know what you did last summer.
Yeah.
We saw that last night.
And it was fine.
It was fine. It was fun.
Yeah.
Except for the fucking group of people sitting behind us.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of children. Who
Real
were,
noisy.
well, I thought there were children just, learning how to navigate being in public without adults. But I looked, and they were like in their mid to late 20s.
Yeah, they were definitely in their 20s. It's okay. Like, if you're going to the movies in a group, it's fine that you have a little bit of chatter here and there, but they were talking full volume.
we talk all through movies, but we do it in each other's ears.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, I'll Helen Keller it into your hand.
I still don't understand Helen Keller.
She was deaf and blind.
No, I know the lore. I just don't know. If you're deaf and blind and mute, how do you learn language at all?
Well, that's the reason why they made a play and a bunch of movies about it. It's because it was so remarkable. Who knows how she learned how to do that?
It feels kind of like the Bible to me. Made up nonsense.
Do people talk about Stephen Hawking's penis?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty popular discourse. It's trending on TikTok right now. What about his penis?
I was just thinking about that last night. Basically, all it was. It just popped into my head that I never. Do people sexualize Stephen Hawking? They do everybody else.
I don't know.
Is he like off limits?
I think so.
He's a freak.
Is he?
Oh yeah.
Was he on
He
Epstein's Island?
loves the ladies.
Well,
I mean, he loves the ladies.
No. That's why it popped in my head, because on Andrew Santino's podcast, they were talking about him being at the Epstein Island.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, but they were like doing like a
Come fuck me, bitches.
yeah, it's basically like that.
Oh.
Yeah, not okay. He's not alive still, is he? When did he die?
Is he dead?
I don't know. I'm just
I think
assuming.
so.
I don't keep up with his to-dos. 2018.
He's alive.
No, he died. 2018.
That photo.
He would be very old if he was still alive.
What caused Stephen Hawking's death? Can you click on that?
Yeah.
He was fighting an oil rig fire in the Persian Gulf. Jesus Christ.
Well, you think I thought it was him doing something spectacular? I wanted to know what his condition was.
Oh my God, that might be the funniest thing I've ever heard in my whole life.
I didn't know any of his disease stuff. So he had Lou Gehrig's disease.
ALS.
Let's see, he lived through it.
He was very smart.
Yeah.
For those of you at home who are annoyed by the sounds of my eating, I'm only doing this to prove that I do in fact fucking eat.
Yeah. God.
People lately have been like my own friends. Because I just got back from Knoxville. Ty and I had a great time. It was the first time he and I were in the South together. And he sent me this beautiful text. He was like, "It was so good to see you like in your element and like with people who speak like you and how comfortable you were." And we didn't do anything racist.
Really?
No, that we did, but behind his back.
That's,
No.
that's usually why you go there.
No. But you know what I mean? It was that made me feel really good. Why did that come up?
Because you went to Knoxville.
Oh yeah, about eating.
Oh, yeah.
People can't stop commenting on like the fact that like we'll go to a restaurant and I'm not eating.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge eater.
yeah, you don't like eating that much. But I think
I ate a mouthful of pills before I went.
yeah, I don't really understand commenting on anybody's body ever, but it's like people will comment like, "Tell that guy to eat a cheeseburger," and it's like he knows what cheeseburgers are, and he doesn't like cheese on
I don't
his
like
burgers.
cheese on my hamburgers. I really don't.
It's a burger and 6 packets of mustard.
But I do eat occasionally, and so I'm proving it now.
Good. I'm glad you're gonna lay the rumors to rest.
Yeah, fuck
Once
that.
a week, whether you need it or not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I go to a clinic and have them flush it all out of me. I'm not gonna poop. Pooping's for poor people.
Pooping is for poor people. That was the
Yeah,
title of an
that's the
episode.
title of one of our episodes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Episodes.
And it all comes full circle.
We got some hate mail. I'm just kidding.
Did we really?
No.
I wouldn't be surprised. I poop and I'm not poor.
Did you hear that?
Probably not.
Okay. So, you know Matt Rife.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear that he bought the Conjuring house?
I heard that.
And he became the legal guardian of all of the
Like Annabelle?
artifacts and Annabelle, including Annabelle. And he's planning on turning it into an Airbnb,
with a partner, Elton Casting.
which sounds like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Which it's like, people, it's going to be really popular. So there are going to be people renting it out every single day. But
Yeah,
I
like
don't think
us.
that's a good, no, fuck no.
You don't want to go to the Annabelle house?
No.
I'm obsessed with Annabelle.
Yeah, I like to respect the dead, and I think that that's a really fucking bad idea. We're going to see a string of Airbnb deaths.
I can't wait. So I grew up, I was just talking to Ty about this weekend. I grew up in a place where a lot of people couldn't watch I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched because it opened up an evil portal into your home.
Mm-hmm.
Candace Cameron Bure, whatever her name is, Bure, is that how you say her last name? Was just on, just posted something that says that she knows that scary movies aren't real. Hello, I work in Hollywood. She did it just like that too, but she was typing it. I knew it's not real, but it opens up a portal of demons into the house, and I don't like that. I was like, so I just responded, Candace runs from thunder. But I like spooky shit. Last night, I got home from watching, almost said 10 Things I Hate About You. What was that movie we saw?
I know what you did last summer.
I know what you did last summer. And started watching another scary movie.
Yeah, I love horror films too. I don't want to go stay in the Conjuring house.
The most disappointing part about anything Conjuring is the fact that fucking Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's a Raggedy Ann. She's not even a scary Victorian doll with like one eye that winks at you. Like, that's disappointing.
Why wouldn't they just make an actual replica of the doll? Is it a budget film? The Conjuring?
No, because that's a better looking doll than a Raggedy Ann.
Well, I know, that's what I'm saying. Is like, why would they go Raggedy Ann route instead of, like, obviously they're not going to get the real Annabelle, but you can easily make a fake one that looks exactly the same.
What? The actual Annabelle doll, the original one,
Yes.
is a Raggedy Ann.
In the movie, you're saying?
No.
Oh.
The one in real life is a Raggedy Ann doll.
Oh.
It's on the screen.
I did not know that. So that, okay,
Yeah.
that's where I was confused. I didn't know that.
Sorry, I don't watch horror movies. What happened in Annabelle?
Okay, so
I didn't see it.
this lady gets pregnant and gets a doll.
At the same time?
Well, somebody gives her a doll or something. Like, oh, have this doll, pregnant woman. And then shit goes south. Alfred Woodard falls down some stairs, and then everybody made $3 million. And so
Something.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
made money.
But I love those movies. I mean, they're not great.
I didn't know that the real Annabelle was Raggedy Ann.
Yeah, that's what's so disappointing about it.
Maybe they couldn't make it because it would affect but Raggedy Ann dolls don't even get made anymore, do they?
They're not scary. Even if one is flying around the room, I would be like, Raggedy Ann, sit your ass down.
Well, then shouldn't you argue that the one that they made in the movie is scarier, therefore a better fit?
That was my whole argument. That it's hard to take Annabelle seriously because the original one is a Raggedy Ann. The one that Matt Rife bought is hard to take serious because it's a Raggedy Ann doll. I was like, at least make it like a Victorian doll like the one in the movie.
Did you see his
That was the whole
announcement?
point of this conversation.
But I'm so confused because the real, like, if it's a real haunted doll, you can't just make it any like that doll specifically is haunted.
But for the movies, a Raggedy Ann doll is not scary. So that's why I said it's hard for me to take the original doll seriously because it's a Raggedy Ann doll. And if a Raggedy Ann doll was flying around the room, I would say, Raggedy, sit your ass down.
Here's a comparison. Here's the movie one
Yeah.
and the real one.
Which one is more compelling to audiences?
The one on the left.
Yeah. That was my whole point. It's hard to be afraid of the original doll because it's a Raggedy Ann doll. Even if it was flying around the room, I'd be like, come on. It's a Raggedy Ann doll.
I understand that. I think at the beginning, I was thinking that you were saying the movie didn't make the doll as scary as it was, and then it got
No.
all convoluted.
I said it's hard to take the original doll seriously because it's a Raggedy Ann doll. And then I said, Raggedy Ann, sit your ass down.
We had, speaking of Raggedy Ann dolls being scary, it's not the same, but Cabbage Patch Kids. When I was like 4 or something like that, we had an Easter party or whatever, and there was a giant 6-foot Cabbage Patch doll costume, and there's a group photo of us all in it, and I look horrified.
Cabbage Patch dolls were scary looking.
Yeah, they're more scary than Raggedy Ann, that's for sure. Yeah, she's really freaky.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway, Matt Rife bought it.
Yeah.
And now we're all going to
I think a lot of people are going to have a bad time.
In his announcement yesterday, he said that he owns the house, but he's the caretaker of the property, so he doesn't own the doll.
Yeah, he's
doll's on
the
tour.
legal guardian of all of the artifacts or whatever.
The doll's on tour. It got stolen recently. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't follow it.
Somebody returned it probably after it burned down their house or something.
That's what it's like. I don't think you should fuck with that stuff.
I love all that stuff.
I understand. I like the movies, but I wouldn't be going to an Airbnb that is so famously haunted.
I wouldn't go to an Airbnb where like 17 people were murdered, but would I?
Probably
A lot of people were staying in that house. I mean that hotel downtown.
Cecil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that we did an episode about the Cecil Hotel on I don't know about that. And
Hasn't it been closed for like 30 years for renovation or something?
no, I think it's open. I think it's currently open. People
stay in
live
it?
there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they I think there's certain floors that are a hotel and then certain floors that are apartments or something like that. Unless it closed back down again recently, but there have been so many fucking deaths there.
Could you imagine rent? I'm sure they must be rentals because nobody would want to buy into that. But could you imagine living there with all the assholes that must go to stay for the weekend?
Oh yeah.
That's probably why Matt Rife did this. He probably was doing something nice for the Cecil Hotel. And we'll be right back after these messages. Anyway, fuck Matt Rife. I
Whoa.
can't.
Agreed.
And we'll be and we'll be right back after those messages. No.
I thought you were going to continue your sentence. You just no. Okay, so something interesting happened to me this last week.
Mm-hmm.
There's something that I really, really, really hate when people do, and it's happened to me my entire adult life because I've always been the type of person to give money to homeless people, and people are always telling me don't give them money because they're gonna buy alcohol or drugs with it, and it's like I took this money to give them out of my alcohol and drugs fund, like
Exactly.
just fucking chill the fuck out. So there's this gas station that I use that like over by my old apartment that I used to go to a lot at the beginning of the pandemic because I was still living over there, and I became kind of friends with this homeless guy who like that was his spot. His name's Johnny, and he lost his job during the pandemic. He had a lot of health issues, and so he went into a lot of debt, and he doesn't have any family in the area, so he just like hasn't been able to pull himself out of this spot. So I was pumping my gas, and I went into the store because I was gonna get a drink, and I saw him. I was like, "Oh hey, I'm gonna go get cash right now." And there was a guy holding the door open for me, and he's like, "You know, you shouldn't give him money, right?"
Ugh.
And I like just played dumb. I was like, "Oh really? Why not?" And he's like, "He's just gonna buy drugs and alcohol." And I again played stupid. I'm like, "Oh my god, I didn't even think about that." And then I opened the door back up. I'm like, "Hey Johnny, you want some beer?" And the look on the guy's face was ridiculous. So I grabbed beer and I was like, "Thanks for the idea. That like good looking out, whatever." And hopefully, and Johnny, the best part about it, Johnny doesn't drink. So I only bought the beer just to spite this guy to make him think that I was going to give him a 3-pack of Tall Boys. But I don't understand, like, if you don't want to give money to somebody, that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's forcing you to do that. But the audacity to tell me what to do with my money, I wanted to fucking punch the guy in the face.
You should have been like, "Hey Bradley, fuck off."
I did, basically.
I do whatever I want. But it's just like it's the whole thing with like you see somebody smoking and somebody goes up, "That's not good for you." It's like, fuck off. They've heard
Wait,
that
these are my
1,000
health cigarettes. What do you
Exactly.
mean?
I mean, the thing is, I smoked for years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't smoke anymore. I do vape. So I traded one addiction for the other. I am addicted to nicotine. But I'll never go back to smoking. But I also will never tell somebody not to fucking smoke. First of all, mind your business.
Right.
Second of all, I did it for years. I'm not going to do something and then become a Nazi about it
Yeah.
afterward.
It's just it's mind-blowing to me that you think it's your place, and also that like I don't look young. Like you think I haven't heard from people
I think
that
you
they're
look fine.
Thanks. That's really nice. But like I love when people do this shit where it's like, this is probably brand new information for this person. Same as the don't smoke. It's really bad for you. Or don't eat that. It's really bad for you. It's like, oh, thank you so much for the guidance that I didn't fucking need.
Or We just need it. We need more of this, motherfucker. I've been alive this whole time. Walk away.
Yeah, when people tell me things are bad for me, I'm like, great, let me do more of it.
But
Trying to get out of here.
did you know that Jesus Christ died for your sins?
Did he though? Did he?
That's new information.
That's what all the TikTok comment sections are filled with now. Like every single time a video goes viral, there's like 20 comments where like, by the way, Jesus died for your sins, blah blah blah. I'm like, I understand the scamming comments where it's like, if you need help getting into your locked profile, contact this person. But the Jesus ones, I'm like, I don't even understand what the scam is here. I mean, religion, but like
even butt stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Thanks, Jesus.
I'm gonna need to see proof on that though.
Oh, what butt stuff? I got a whole photo of it.
Yeah, and that Jesus died.
All right. I don't have a whole photo of that.
Show me the video is the funniest response.
I mean, that's what's so funny about like there's been discourse about like if Jesus showed up today, the Christians would shun him because they would just be like, you fucking liberal, blah blah blah, whatever. But if we did
also,
a Jesus
he wears
died for your
sandals
sins
in the daytime.
if people are claiming Jesus died for your sins, like in current day, they'd be like, Pixar, it didn't happen. Like they would demand proof that he was crucified. They would demand proof that he resurrected. But no, just because it's in a book, they decide to believe it all.
Believe whatever you want. Just stop putting it on me.
Yeah. Religion is like a penis. Don't shove it in my mouth.
I was up. My brain went all over the place.
And don't show it to my kids.
Oh, that's good.
That's actually pretty good.
Pretty good.
That's be a good T-shirt.
Like you can have one if you want. You can do whatever you want with it, but don't force it on me and don't force it on my children.
See, I was going to how is Christianity like a penis? If you rub it hard, it throws up on you. I don't know.
It throws up on you. You're fucking disgusting. You're gross.
I am gross.
Canceled. I also had another weird situation. Isaac, I'm gonna send this picture to you because DJ. I doubt he's seen it because he was belonging to the world this week.
When I belong to the world, I go blind.
So there's this account on Instagram that posts. It's like a millennial account, and they post a lot of pictures of millennials partying and all that stuff. I can't fucking find it. And
are millennials in their 40s now?
Oh, I'm 39. I think the youngest millennials are like maybe 30 or 31.
How old are the
oldest
ones? If the oldest ones.
Wait, is Gen X older or younger than millennial?
Older. They're the generation right above. So you're Gen X.
I'm millennial.
No, am I Gen X?
Yeah, I think. Well, when were you born?
79.
Yeah, you're Gen X.
October of 79.
How old is 38?
38.
That's what generation I am.
Yeah, you're a millennial through and through. Where the fuck?
So if I shave 1 year off, and if I lie about 1 year, then I could be millennial.
Absolutely. Do what you want.
What year does it start? 80?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think it starts 80. You have a computer. You could look it up right now.
Oh shit, that's new information.
So my friend, so there's a picture that gets sent and it says Friday night behavior in the 2000s, and it's a compilation of pictures of people getting drunk in the early 2000s. And my friend sends
wearing low-rise jeans with thongs above them.
Basically, my friend, I'll just show it to DJ here. She sends me this picture and she goes, "Oh, okay, you can see it up there too. Whatever." She goes, "This is you, right?"
That is you.
Okay, so
Is that you?
Well, I'll tell you how I went through this existential crisis for a solid 24 hours, because I look at the girl on the right and I'm like, that's 100% me in college. Like that is exactly what my side profile looked like.
Yeah.
I was comparing the moles on her arm to mine. They all matched up, but I had no recollection of ever doing fucking beer bongs out of a scuba or a snorkel before. And so I responded back. I'm like, no, that's not me, but holy shit, she really looks like me, all that stuff. And she's like, well, I sent it to George, who is one of Stan's best friends and his old roommate. And George said, it's definitely you. And I'm like, I know it like uncannily looks like me. And I'm like, holy fuck, maybe it is, but it's not, you know? And then, so I send this picture to Stan, Grant, Mylene, like family, friends, everything. The majority of people are like, that's 100% you. And I'm like, but I don't know who the girl on the left is. I feel like I would have remembered that.
I mean, contextually, though, it would not be a stretch that you wouldn't remember the situation.
No, of course. But that was one of the things I said. I said I did black out every single night in college, so it wouldn't be surprising if I didn't remember that. Colleen is the only person that was like close to me that was like, no, it's not you, but it really looks like you. And because she's like, I don't recognize the shirt you're wearing, and also I'm not in that picture, and I didn't do beer bongs out of a snorkel, and we were together all the time in college, so it makes sense that she would think that. And so I'm posting it on my Instagram story, doing polls to see if people think it's me or whatever. And our other friend George from college eventually reaches out like 24 hours later. And the funny thing was, when people would tell me it wasn't me, I would argue that it was. I'm like, but it does really look like me, blah, blah. But then when people told me it was me, I'd be like, but I just don't think it is. You know, I couldn't figure out which side I was. And then George messages me and he goes, well, that's Jenna Humphreys, so it has to be you. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. So I have no recollection of ever doing that, but I ended up on a meme page.
That's cool.
For millennials.
I mean, to be fair, we have no recollection of a lot of things, like current events that we do.
Well, I know, but one of the things I said is like, I feel like if I had ever done beer bongs out of snorkels, I would have made it my entire personality. like that feels like something I would remember. Mm-hmm. And then I came to the thought process.
The one on the right to you, right?
Yeah.
Not the one doing it.
No.
I mean, there's a case to be made for either one.
Yeah,
I don't see it as much on the one on the left, but the one on the right, like that was my side profile 1,000% when I was skinny.
Yeah.
But if you show me this picture and you said I'm the one on the left, I believe
Yeah,
you.
I mean, I
thought it was some sort of composite.
This is why children need tattoos.
I know.
Exactly.
I know.
Tattoo your children if you don't want to lose them in a beer.
It's easy to identify them when they're dead in a ditch.
Yeah.
Etc.
Did you have curly hair?
I do have curly hair, but it's like that's if I scrunch it and like don't straighten it or dry it, blow dry it all the way, that's what my hair looks like. So
because that shirt looks like a wetsuit.
It does. I know. And I'm like, where did I get a wetsuit from? Like, there are so many questions where I'm like, plausible. But even the way she's gripping the beer, like, it looks like a Lego hand. But that's what I've seen other pictures of me pouring things, and that's exactly what it looks like.
What year was that?
I'm not positive. So here's what I came to with Colleen, because she's like, I still don't think it's you. And I think it's mostly because we went to every party together. But I was like, this could have been on my recruiting trip. So this technically could have been my senior year of high school when I was coming to visit and got taken to a party. Oh, and
or Colleen's on this side of the photo, like on
blacked out, or she was throwing up,
wearing a fucking scuba suit, like a wetsuit with like those tanks.
Yeah. I forgot to mention that when I first saw only this picture, I was like, no, that's definitely not me. But she's like, but George says that the guys in that post look really familiar. And so I scrolled to the right 2 times, and there's a picture of 3 guys playing Edward 40 Hands. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's Carrie, Ryan, and Sebastian. So
what
like,
even is Edward 40 Hands?
It's when you tape 2 40s of beer to your hands.
I've never heard of this.
You really haven't?
No, I didn't have an American college experience.
Oh my God. We just, last week on Unsolicited, we talked about old school drinking games, and we talked about doing Edward 40 Hands again. I pee too much to be able to do it now, though. So you duct tape 40s to your hands, and you can't use the bathroom or do anything with your hands until you finish at least one of them.
Most people piss themselves.
Most people. What parties did you go to?
Every time
I've been around people playing Edward 40 Hands so many times in college, and I don't remember a single time that somebody pissed themselves. Isaac, tell us a little bit more about your childhood.
No, have you ever seen beer staffs?
Yeah. We were talking about
changes subject because he peed himself.
Jack's never done a beer bong, and I'm like,
I've never done a beer bong.
Well, you don't like beer.
I know, but I've never done a bong of any
But
kind.
actually, to be fair, you might enjoy a beer bong more than just drinking a beer because you don't really taste the beer. You just swallow it.
I shotgunned for the first time at a baby shower.
Would you use a seltzer?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shotgunning is fine, but beer bonging is way better. That's a superior way to get drunk. You could beer bong a seltzer though.
It burns.
For a second.
That's the problem.
I mean,
That's
how
like
many things
chugging
do we
a-
do that burns for a second?
That's a lot of carbonation.
I know the carbonation would.
That
make
was
it
the
hard.
problem. Is that
But maybe a cider, like a cider beer, you could do.
okay, fine, I'll do that.
Okay, let's
Next argument has convinced me.
not the next episode, but the episode after that, we're gonna beer bong some ciders.
Okay, so what do you do?
And if you projectile bomb, so you've got the hose, and now most of them have a little mechanism where you could turn it and like block it. But like back in college, you just blocked the bottom hole with your thumb, and you're holding it up. Somebody's pouring the entire beer into the funnel, and then when you decide to go, you open it up and you chug it all in one shot. You just open your throat and let it slide down.
Ew.
Religion's like a penis.
Ew. We'll be right back after these messages. Ew. No.
Did you ever play any like drinking games?
No. I mean, I played like, you. No.
All right.
Well,
fine.
never have I ever. I've played those kinds of games, but like, not like organized drinking games with frat dudes. I didn't have that
Like a
college,
college
that
experience.
college experience like that.
Yeah, we used to play musical wine pong,
see,
beer pong, obviously.
When I was in college, you had to study and shit. Or they
what was
made
that
you
like?
not, and they made you not come there anymore.
I didn't study one time in
Yeah.
college.
Yeah, I mean, but it was all lecture based. Like an old British man is like, in 1875, this happened here, and if you don't remember this, you're going to fail this class. And blah,
I
blah,
only
blah, blah.
I failed one class in college, but that was because I never really showed up. And
What
also,
class was it?
It was a science lab, it was a science lecture, and my teacher had a really, really, really thick accent, so I couldn't understand anything. And the way my brain works is like if I'm not riveted by something, my brain just tunes out anyway. But that's a class that I went to. There was one time I had like basically come directly from a party to go to class. It was an 8 a.m. class, and so I went in my club clothes, and then I had a test that day, and I put my screen name as my name on the Scantron. And the teacher couldn't figure it. She's like, is Kells VB33 here? And I was like, oh shit, that's me.
Why would you schedule a class at 8 o'clock in the morning? And also, who takes them?
Because I was on the volleyball team, and we couldn't have, we had to be done with our classes by the middle of the afternoon to
By
go to
9:30
practice.
a.m.
Yeah. Yeah. But after I was off the volleyball team, I never had a morning class again. That's crazy. But sometimes, I mean, I guess that's the one way to keep yourself on the straight and narrow in college is make sure that you have morning classes so you have to not
Or people
be a
just
total
fail out.
degenerate. Yeah, I failed that class.
I would, hearing the idea of failing a class in college, I would have probably killed myself.
Really?
Because I was paying for it. Like every dime of it I borrowed. I had some scholarships, but most of it, I mean, including my living expenses, I had to pay for. And I was afraid of failure, a huge afraid of failure. Am I afraid of failure now?
Where did you go to undergrad?
I started at this college called Belmont University in Nashville, and then they sent me on this program to England, and I was like, this is so great. I believe I will stay here, and I did.
And that's where you went to law school.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But the school in London, was that a Belmont?
King's College.
Oh.
No, it was a real college independent of itself. You
okay.
go and you study, and it was, a semester exchange program, and I'm like, my advisor was like, you knew you could stay here. It's quite easy. Give us all your money and move into this fucking hostel.
And how long? That was law school, right?
No, that was undergrad. It only takes 3 years to get an undergrad in England.
Oh.
3 years.
Where did you go to law school?
In London, at King's College.
Oh, so you just so you did your undergrad, finished your undergrad there,
Yeah.
and then stayed for law
No,
school.
but it's a different kind of law school than in America because here it's not. If you go to like the additional 3 years, you wear the wigs and shit.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean?
The powdered wig.
Well, it's the difference between being a barrister and a solicitor. Solicitor, they do civil cases, like were you injured in an auto accident and that kind of stuff. The people that do criminal and civil are different courts, different lawyers.
Right.
It's a completely different legal system, which left me back in America not knowing how to do fucking anything. But I thought I was going to stay in England. I had my first love, everything stemmed from that. The first time of freedom. Also, they were 10 years ahead in social matters.
Yeah,
So I was like, why the fuck would I ever go back there?
for sure.
And the reason why I came back is because my work permit ran out and I didn't want to break the law. And I hated working. I worked at this law firm called Jones Day Revis and Pogue, fucking just proofreading contracts all day long. Everybody was fucking miserable. I hated it. And then I just stopped going there when my work permit ran out. And they called me and were like, we'll work something out with you. And I was like,
You're breaking up.
For real though.
We're breaking up.
The thing, but I look at that time in my life and I look at like, I have no jealousy or wish I had any sort of collegiate sort of like fratty American experience. But here's the thing. It wasn't fun. I worked at a fucking Blockbuster 9 to 5 every Saturday and Sunday. I nannied some children. I did whatever I could to survive. And then I worked at a shitty law firm because also they had me. They knew that my work permit was contingent and I was in love with somebody. And my work permit was contingent on that. So.
And then when you moved back, you worked at another law firm, right?
Yeah, I did.
And then that's when you started auditioning.
Yeah. I worked at a personal injury law firm because that was the kind of law that...
Can you imagine a world where you're still working in law?
No, I'd be dead. Yeah, I can't imagine it. I can imagine. I could see the graveside. And the
What do you want
flowers.
on your tombstone, by the way? Not that I'll be there to make it happen, but I'll write a note to whoever handles it.
I don't know. It changes.
It's like your Housewives tagline. What?
Something that we can't say on the podcast.
You definitely can't say that, but it would be fantastic on a tombstone.
No. See, but people look at even like the entire British educational system is completely unlike the American educational system. There's O levels and A levels, and I don't even understand the.
Does that not just coincide with like 100, 200, 300?
Nope, it doesn't, and it doesn't coincide with grades. You go to grammar school and then to sixth form, and then to, I'm not joking
Sounds
around.
like you're just making shit up.
I know it does, but look at their money before they got pounds, shillings and pence, and it was like 13 shillings were to like a dime. Yeah.
They just make everything confusing.
Well, the reason for that is their culture is 2,000 years old, so they've been doing this shit for 2,000 years, and so it's like, so you go over here for 3 years. And then here for like 6 months, and then you have 2 weeks at this one.
Well, that's what's so interesting about them being ahead, like social issues wise, because they've got so much tradition within their country that it's much harder for a country with 2,000 years of history to change than one with less than 300.
Yeah, and then the other thing is just the way people are educated is like you go to college to be this. You go and you learn this. It's a program. The idea of law school is not even a thing. You go and you study law. I'm in a law program. I do that. Not I go to an undergrad where I have to take a bunch of shit that doesn't apply to me, and then I have to apply and spend lots of money, like bazillions of dollars. It was expensive to then get this other degree to then try to make $1 bazillion to pay that back. That doesn't really exist.
And so if somebody gets their law degree there, they would come here. They would have to take the LSAT again.
You'd have to,
or the.
You'd have to take there would be classes that would be required. Well, you probably would because you'd have to get into an American law school.
Or you'd have to do school all over again. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a law program.
Yeah.
It's not a doctor of jurisprudence, which is what we call it.
It's so uppity.
So we can charge you $287,000 for it.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a completely different way of being, and I don't think it's for the best. But then again, Americans are so litigious. Like my buddy's an ER doctor, and a big part of the reason why he gets paid so much is because of or bills so much per hour is because of the malpractice insurance.
I mean, it's the only way to get ahead here is to sue somebody and hopefully get a large sum of money.
Yeah, I was hoping so bad that when I had cancer that they left at least a fucking sponge or something inside me because working is hard. Working is hard.
Yeah, that's always looking at the silver lining of a situation. It's like maybe you could sue somebody for this.
Yeah, the amount of not thorough things that have happened in my life. You can't leave a sponge in me.
Yeah, I just saw a TikTok video the other day where this former cop got. I think he was getting pulled over for a speeding ticket or something like that, but he made it home and into his house, and the cops like knocked on his door and they wanted him to come outside so he could be written a citation outside. He's like, I don't need to go outside for that. And they're like, come outside now, blah, 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 whatever. And the cop like stuck his foot in the door to stop him from closing it. And then he tased him. I think the guy won like $6 million for that. So every once in a while, I'm always hoping that a cop does something really terrible to me.
That now they've passed laws like, there's a maximum amount you can sue a municipality for. They're doing reach arounds for that, and not in the fun way.
Bummer.
I think they're called workarounds, but reach around is better. There's a limit, I think, in Texas, like to how much a civil suit can be against you. Like Alex, whatever his name is, Alex Jones. I think that he was able to get those damages against him greatly reduced. And they have homesteader laws, which I think protect your. It means you can't be sued away from your primary residence.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Like he sold some houses, but like he had a bunch of houses.
Right. Interesting. Well, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Look.
Including the California home, blah, blah, blah. Protect homeowners from having their primary residence seized by creditors, particularly in cases of judgment liens.
Which I can kind of see value in that. If you're fucked up and do fucked up things, should your children have to be homeless?
Right, yeah. Oh.
Did you almost fall out of your chair?
Yeah, well, the thing popped.
Oh, no.
His pussy popped.
Ooh, whap.
Whap. All right, guys. I think we're going to Patreon.
I guess so.
You can follow us on social media at LoadedPod. Send us an email with your questions, probablyloadedpod@gmail.com. You can find us on YouTube, Locked and Probably Loaded. If you listen every week, if you can just go to YouTube and play our videos, because we're really, really close to the amount of watch hours that we need in order to potentially make some money on YouTube. So if you would do us a favor, also rate, review, and subscribe to us on YouTube, and review us on Apple or Spotify or wherever the fuck you listen. Help us out a little bit. Tell your friends.
If you don't, I'm going to push Kelly down the fucking stairs.
Yeah. And if he does that, we'll post it on YouTube for you. So there's a little bit of I don't know what's motivation.
There's something in it for everybody.
Yeah. You can call us 323-272-3908. And we'll see you next week.
Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast.
Where things will be misquoted.
And opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.